This segment of Naperville Sports Weekly is brought to you by the Daily Herald.
I am here with head coach of the Waubonsie girls bowling team, Coach Miller. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So first thing I want to start off with was the obvious state. Great, another trophy coming home back to Waubonsie. What did you say to the girls afterwards?
Congratulations. I was so proud of them because we fought so hard. We went to bed Friday night. We were 3 pins out of the trophy for third. And by lunchtime, we were 110 pins back. So now we had some work to do. Had some work cut out for us, and so I talked to him about okay, so how are we gonna do this? We'll just take this a game at a time. And after that first game in the afternoon, we were back 70 pins, and I tell them, we're back 70 pins. Let's keep doing what we've been working on. So after that second game in the afternoon, we're back 40 pins, 39 pins. And then I tell them over and over again, sprinters run through the tape. They don't slow down, they speed up. Now is the time. And we had practiced over and over again. I would just simulate. It's the 11th game at state. It's the 12th game at state. We're up 60 pins. We're back 40 pins. Go shoot your best game. And I said, girls, we're 40 pins back. Does this sound familiar? And they were sprinters. They ran through the tape. So I was really, really proud of them. Harlem and Lockport kind of they just ran away and hid. But that's okay. I felt like there was some parity with the third place trophy, and that we had a legitimate, it's not that we didn't have a shot at winning the whole thing, but after it got to be Friday night, then you have to be realistic in terms of expectations. So I told them they just did a fine job. I was really proud of them.
How much do you think senior leadership kind of helps that situation? If it's a young team, do you think it's a lot tougher to do that?
Yeah, and we were playing against O'Fallon, who fine bowlers, just very young, and you've got to learn how to win. Winning is something you have to learn how to do. You have to have been there before. I remember, before doing this, I'm a big college basketball fan, and the commentators would always talk about in the NCAA tournament, oh, that's going to be a tough team to beat. They've got 4 seniors. They've got 3 seniors. And I didn't appreciate that until I got involved in this coaching myself. And, my 3 seniors just stabilized everything. They were, come on, we've been here, we've done this. This isn't a big deal. So having, Angelica, the captain, having Miraca Yancey, having Serenity, outstanding leadoff player, very calm, it just helped the other 2 who this was their first time playing at the state. So senior leadership was absolutely key.
Villanova, that's a good example. Villanova was a pretty senior heavy, or had a lot of senior leadership for the college basketball thing.
Yes, they did.
And they did, and again this year.
Yes.
So kind of rewinding a little bit, third place in state obviously was your finish, but what was your expectations for this team coming into the year?
Every year when we start out, we would have, by the time the season starts, we'd have been working since the spring. And so, I'm looking at them, and I begin the season saying, okay, this is a solid team. This is a good team. We have a shot at the state. We certainly have a shot at making the state, and we have a shot at making some noise. Then as the season unfolds and we play in tournaments and I get a chance to see some of the other teams, then I can start to get a little bit more realistic expectation, of what they could do. But certainly our sophomore, Katie Orasek, and our junior, Natalie Cura, I could just see working with them during the off season that, that we would be a legitimate threat to bring home a trophy.
And since you came in here, it's been obviously tremendous success, and you're leaving with trophies in almost every tournament you've been to. Simple question: why? Why do you think that? It's not. You don't just show up and win. There's going to be something.
Well, what did Vince Lombardi say? Winning, losing, it's a habit. Either one, it's a habit. So what's going to be the habit that we're going to build? Well, I remember when I first started, I spoke with my parents, and one of the parents, Kathy Felton. I remember her specific. She and her husband John and their 2 daughters, just excellent support and help build this program. And I remember that very first meeting, I said, we're going to change the culture. We're going to change the definition of fun. Fun is going to be winning. That's what's going to be fun. That's going to be the definition of fun. And Kathy Felton said she went home and told her husband, where do you hear the line this guy's handing out? Well, so I think you have to build an expectation. You have to get players to buy in to work during the off season and start to understand that the things that what we're doing in practice that's successful will be successful in tournaments, and they just have to make that transition of trust. And once we keep doing the same thing correct over and over again, it's going to create some success, and then it becomes a feel. This is what it feels like to be successful. So it was a process. I was just blessed. Great support from the athletic director's office, from the principal's office on down. Great support to help build this, and of course, great parents, and obviously you need great players. And I think you set an expectation, that this is who we are. This is how we do this.
Now they're used to winning. It's not just, can we win? They know they can.
One of the things I said to the girls the night before the regional tournament, I said, girls, we played in 6 tournaments this year. One of them we didn't do well in. The other 5 tournaments, we won 3, and we took second in the other 2. But all 5 of those tournaments, after the morning round, we were leading. That's who you are. That's what you should expect tomorrow. And that's exactly what happened at the regional and again at the sectional. It becomes an expectation.
Now, can you take me through a typical practice for you when you're with your team? Are you able to concentrate individually with each player, or how does it work as a typical day?
Right. The typical practice, I have a series of drills that we go through. And we go through with spares. And once they all start working on spares, then I'm able to spend some time as necessary with each individual player. Just watching them spare, talking to them about the mental approach to what it is that we're doing. So we have, typically we'll start out, they may shoot a game of Baker, game. Then we go in and shoot spares. They'll spend half an hour, 45 minutes on just shooting spares. And then we have a drill where I put tape on the lane, because when the ball rolls over the tape, it makes a sound. So it lets them understand that, yes, I actually hit the board that he wanted me to hit because I heard it. Because bowling is sight and feel. So when you put tape on the lane, it introduces sound. So now I know that I did what I thought I did, and that's what it looks like, and that's what it felt like, that kind of a thing.
And now, a question, since you had so much success here, what do you think separates just an average high school bowler to a state caliber bowler?
There's a level of commitment during the off season. It becomes an 11. I give them off the month of March. Most of them won't even take that off.
They're already practicing.
Yeah, they're practicing now. But if you have that level of commitment that you're going to work at this 11 months out of the year, you're just going to be better than someone who works at it 3 months out of the year. Then you need good coaching. And then you have to have support from the parents, because many times they're the ones that are going to bring you back, and they're going to pay for it. They're going to have to bring you back and forth to the practice. So everybody's got to buy into this thing, in order for, to have that level of success.
It's interesting right now. You see Angelica going up to the line without a ball, and she's going through it just as you were saying. Now, what are you going to remember most about this group of seniors? A couple of things. One, they are all not only excellent bowlers, excellent students. I think my 3 seniors, probably average GPA is probably 3.4, something like that. They've all got, they all want to bowl in college.
all the seniors do. Now I had 2 last year that were seniors. They're currently bowling in college, but I've had some seasons where that simply wasn't what they wanted to do. But these 3 are really committed to bowling on the next level, you know, and excellent teammates, you know, and quality families, you know, very respectful, and all of that's very, very important.
When you have a bowler that goes to bowl in college, that kind of make you just feel, not maybe, I don't know about proud, but just a great feeling because you know that you helped them get to that next level?
Sure, and proud's probably a good term. I do, you know, I feel good about the fact that I was able to have, you know, an impact on their life, and that to that extent. Many of them, when they come home from college during break, I'll continue to do lessons with them, you know, privately. But it's great when I think back, because I've been doing private lessons at this particular bowling center for 16 years. And there have been a number of people that I've worked with, and now some of them have graduated from college, have even got married and so forth. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good feeling.
How do you approach it when Angelica was saying when she came into high school, that was pretty much her first time competitive bowling? How do you approach it when you get players like that? Because I'm sure it's pretty common that people bowled growing up, but wasn't always competitive. How do you approach that?
You know, I remember, you know, with Angelica, you know, particularly because she had not bowled in leagues. You know, Miraca had bowled in leagues before. My other seniors, Serenity, had bowled. I mean, these girls had bowled since birth, you know, but, you know, Angelica had not. And so, you know, I said, well, let's just give this a try, and her mom was all for it. So we did a couple of lessons before the season started when she was a freshman. And the thing that, once again, what I say to them over and over again, in order to get this to a high skill set, it's going to take a tremendous amount of work. A tremendous amount. I mean, what's a tremendous amount of work, Coach? During the off season, 5-6 days a week, every week for 8 months. That's what a tremendous amount of work looks like. So you've got to be devoted to it. I can teach you how to do it. I can't teach you how to love it. This has to be who you are. I mean, you have to want to do this more than going to the mall or some of the other kind of things you may want to do. This has to be the thing that you want to do if you're trying to get a college to pay for some, if not all of it. And she loved it, and so it wasn't difficult. See, now if you've got some athletic skill and you love it, you know, then you become, you know, when the student is ready, the teacher appears.
And the last question I have for you, you've kind of answered it in some way a little bit, but how would you define yourself as a coach?
You didn't ask the girls that, did you? How would I define? Certainly not autocratic. I like to think of myself as as a teacher. Really trying to teach you not only how to bowl, but teach you some valuable life lessons. And sometimes I'm a parent, because there are girls who have told me, well, you're just like my mother, you're just like my dad. Well, yeah, because part of it is there's some discipline. And sometimes I have to be a disciplinarian. I do. The goal is to bring the best out of you and to get some input from you along the way as to how we're doing. Because I'll ask girls, they'll say, he never asked me that before. How do I need to say this to you? Here's what I'm trying to get you to do. Tell me how to communicate with you. Eventually people will tell you how to communicate with them. I'm not a fusser, but I do fuss.
Everyone does eventually.
Coaches have to coach, and they have to mean what they say and say what they mean.
Well, congratulations.
But they know I love them.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on another fantastic season, and good luck in your next season. And I know there is no off season for you, so good luck on this week and the next 52.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.